What's up, guys? Welcome back to Veteran Aquatics. My name is Dylan, and today we are going to do the final fish room tour of this house. But before we go ahead and get started, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and smash the subscribe button. Alright guys, so today we got some awesome news. Not only did we sell our house, but we found the one that we want to buy, submitted our offer, and it's pending right now. That said, we've already spoken to the realtor for that house, and it looks like everything's going to go through. What that means is I get to build my new fish room, which is awesome. It's a really big space, it's a really nice space. I have space for bigger tanks. Trying to negotiate a tank for an arowana right now. We'll see how that goes. But I'm really excited because it means I get to build an auto water change system. I get to build, a central air system so I can run sponge filters to all my tanks. And you guys are going to get to see all that. I'm building more stands. I'll make sure I document as much of the process as I can. Now, I do have to rip some stuff out. I do have to paint some things. So it needs a little bit of work. But overall, the house is beautiful. I've got a big, beautiful backyard, which means maybe a greenhouse. So that's really exciting. I'm really happy. My wife and I are ecstatic. And shout out to Honey for really putting up with my fish room stuff for as long as she has, and totally including it in the home buying process. It was one of our requirements for buying the home. She didn't give me too much of a hard time about it, even though we could have easily found, a house sooner had I not been looking for something very specific in a fish room. But she hung in there. She was wonderful about it. And we both found a house that we really loved. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get started. We will do the final fish room tour of this house. I am not adding any more fish. I don't want to move with any more fish. I may acquire more tanks, but ideally I'm just going to not acquire any more stuff. I have a ton of stuff already, right? But we're moving pretty far away. Not so far that, I have to quit my job or anything like that, but far enough away where it opens up a new market for fish tanks. So more free fish tanks to come. Ideally I'll find some big ones. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. So we'll start from the front. So you guys will remember this. I recently did a video on these. These are the Stomatopea mariae. These are the Crater Lake African cichlids. They're part of the CARES program. Let's see if I can get them under the light. They're, by no means a gorgeous fish. They kind of look like a largemouth bass when they're full grown, just a smaller version of it. But they're very aggressive feeders. They're all doing really well. Haven't had any of them die. None of them are sick. Shout out to Karen and Alan Haas. They were the ones that gave me these fish. They're doing really nice things, and I really hope I get a chance to do a tour of their awesome, huge fish room before I move. Alright, and we're going to go down here, and I want to do a video on these guys if I can get them to come out. These guys are very skittish. So these are false fire mouths. They're a type of Robertsoni cichlid. They have some really nice blue and red in their fins and on their body when they get under the light. Right now they're kind of just hiding. Like I said, they're very, very skittish. The Bisher is in here somewhere. I don't know where he's at. I need to clean this tank. But he's in here. He's doing fine. The cichlids aren't picking on him. He's not picking on them. Everybody's pretty happy and content. Alright, so we'll turn around now. This is the 90-gallon that I had set up. I was going to do either angelfish or discus in it. But since we're moving, there's no need to get, a sensitive fish and put it in there. I did get some sword plants and put in there. It's got a grow light running on it. But we'll get that set up and we'll get some fish situated in there once we get into the new house and into the new fish room. Moving over here, you guys know I love my guppies, but we've got some Endlers in here. There's this really pretty orange one. If I can get a good angle, you guys can see he's a beautiful bright orange color. There we go. Love him. I got these at another aquarium store that, again, I really hope I get to do a tour of before I move. But even if I don't, it's not so far away that I couldn't. Again, we have some more Endlers. We got a black bar in here. And a non-black barred version of the same fish. Moving down here, now the lights are kind of dim, so it may be hard to see, but these are the red dragons. I do still have some black Moscow fry in there, but I removed all the black Moscow adults. These will all get sorted when we move into the new fish room. I'm going to really take my time and do it right. Over here we have the black Moscows. Unfortunately, I lost the males whilst moving tanks. So the good news is I have a ton of fry between these two tanks of both red dragons and black Moscows. Moving down here, this is kind of a random guppy tank, and it is very dirty on the outside, forgive me. But there's just a bunch of very random guppies in here. Nothing crazy, no special breeds or anything like that. Just random guppies that I was able to have breed over time. These are a mix of just regular fancy guppies. They have some Endler in them. There may be a black Moscow and a blue dragon in here. That's about it. And I highly doubt you can see them, but there are celestial pearl danios back there. There's 8 of them in this tank. I tried to plant it very heavily just to see if I could get them to breed. There they are. So they think it's food time. As you guys can see, they're really skittish. But these are beautiful, beautiful little fish. I know you can see the orange, the bright orange on the male's fins when he came up. These guys are just amazing, and I'm really going to put some energy into trying to get them to breed in the new fish room, because these things are just so pretty, and you just don't see them that often. In here, again, you guys saw these last week, but I have my yellow snakeskin Endler and his female right there. I was lucky to find all the females separated from the males, so none of them had been bred prior. If you guys don't know, guppies can hold sperm from a male for up to 6 months. And generally speaking, once they breed with a male a couple of times, they never have to breed again, and they can continue to have babies. Right? So this ended up never getting set up, but I've got plans for that. Just like I have plans for the other 125, which is currently sitting empty. I have a really cool fish coming in for that once we get situated. They should be big enough for me to take them by then. Wait till you guys see who I get them from. Excuse me guys, I've been pretty sick. And then down here, my favorites, my homies, my Jaguar Cichlids. I love these guys. They're getting big. They're very, very voracious eaters. But you can see the male. He's got that nice golden tint to him. And the 2 females. They're getting bigger. It won't be too much longer before they're actually breeding size. Another couple of months maybe, and I should be able to start having some fry. So that's really exciting. Unfortunately, I lost my betta fish. My wife's betta fish is not doing so great either. Red Fishy is still kicking. He is out in the dining room. But that's it, guys. This is all I have now. Like I said, I probably won't be getting any new fish before I move, only because it's such a pain to move with fish. I'd prefer to just save my money, wait till I get out there, take my time, set up the fish room the right way the first time, and not have to do it, you know, again, or piece by piece like I've been doing this time. So all in all, guys, that's what I have now, right? This is probably 4 months of building a fish room. And I had a lot more plans for this place. You know, I still have 3 55-gallon tanks that aren't set up. I have another 10-gallon that's currently sitting empty. I have the 30-gallon down there that's empty. The bow front, which I gave to my wife, that's going to be a fun project. That's still empty. The 75 is still empty. I have a bunch of empty tanks still, and I'm only going to get more. You know, I didn't have the space in here really to do anything bigger than 125s, considering the volume of tanks I have. But now that we're moving to a new space, I can, and that really opens up a lot of avenues for some of the larger predatory fish that I really wanted to get. You know, things like arowanas, stingrays, maybe a peacock bass. There's just so much that I can do, and I'm so excited to be able to finally do it. You know, the way the room is set up, it allows me to put all my small tanks on one wall, which is going to look awesome. Beta breeding. And it's got plenty of space for big tanks. I have plenty of space to put a massive tank down the center if I want to, line walls with it. It's got a ton of outlets in it. It's down in the basement, but it's warm. The whole thing is heated. I'm going to show you guys how to heat the whole room instead of each individual tank. Right now the room is generally above 75 degrees. That said, I will heat that room to 79 degrees, and the only tanks with heaters will be things for like discus, angelfish, anything that likes to be kept hotter. Alright? So, and again, I'm going to do the main airline system, I'm going to do the auto water change system. I have a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of DIY projects that I think you guys are really going to like. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because you're really, really going to want to see me do this whole thing from scratch. I promise, guys, it's going to be awesome and well worth your time. But that's it for today. As always, thank you for stopping by, thanks for watching my channel, and have a phenomenal week. Peace.